The Secretary of State, Chairman of the State Board of Canvassers. In attendance today, of course, we have Donna Jones, the Honorable State Controller. On the phone, we have the Honorable State Treasurer, Ron Gordon Crane, the Treasurer, who won by a few percentage points. But the purpose today is to officially certify the results of the November 2nd, 2010 election. And in front of us today are all what we call the abstract of votes. It's quite a process for 961 precincts in the state of Idaho to get those results from each respective of the counties, 44 counties, and by precinct, and those totals are here. And again, I commend my staff and Betsy Kimbrough especially for her work in the election area. And we are ready to canvass the results. These, of course, are all quote-unquote canvassed at each county. The county commissioners meet within 10 days after the election, and they meet and certify their results. They then, of course, send them to us, and this is what you have in front of you is the certified results from the counties. A few statistics about this election. Registered voters, 790,531. Voted, 459,079. Turnout, 58.1. That's a little lower than we were expecting because we at one time said 63. And tried like heck to get it up to 63, but this is what the numbers say. There was a lot of the point on the absentees. There were a lot of early absentees that came in, and the question I always had was, are those new voters? Are those the regular voters just coming out earlier? And by looking at the whole totals, it looks like they were some of our regular voters coming out earlier. And anyway, the turnout was 58%. 4 years ago, a comparable election, it was 60%. So it came down a little bit. We can talk about percentages and how, we know how they work, but we have a huge increase in registration 2 years ago for the presidential election, and even higher than normal increase. I think that dictates a little bit of the down, because the ballots cast were about comparable. So, but percentage, that's the same way it works, presidential and non-presidential in other years, but 2 years ago it was even a little bit different. But we were at 58.1%. Highest three counties in turnout, Clark at 82, Gem 73. That's pretty high for Gem. That was a big turnout for Gem County. Butte County, 69. Clark, of course, is always high because there aren't too many people in Clark, and most of them show up.
Both of them voted.
Lowest three counties, it was kind of a surprise. Madison County at 48%, Elmore at 50, about 52, and Blaine at 54. Elmore and Blaine are, normally a little lower, but Madison's usually real high.
Mr. Chairman, I have to ask what my home county of Canyon came in at.
Canyon County came in, they have yet to report. There's a treasurer's race holding them up. I've got it somewhere. Canyon County came in at 57.4.
Oh.
A little below the state average then.
Yeah, state average was 58.1. Ada, the largest county, of course, they were at 56.7%. So it was a little lower there. Interesting statistic, you'd think it'd be a bigger difference. First congressional district, 58.7%. Second congressional district, 57.3. A difference of 1.4%. Obviously, you'd think it'd be a little more of a difference there in the competition between the congressional districts as far as races.
Yeah.
But it was different, but it wasn't that much different. So
interesting.
It is interesting. We do have the no recounts except the one in there's District 18 totals, In the District 18A race between Julie Ellsworth and Jana Ward, there it is, Angle King. For Representative A, it's Ellsworth 6,429 and Angle King 6,420. Being a 9-vote difference, that qualifies for a what we call a free recount. As of right now, that has not been requested. There's 20 days to request a recount from today. We expect that to happen very shortly, and there will be a recount of the District 18 race in Ada County, and that will
now,
be.
Does that have to happen by state code, Ben, or does that have to happen at the request of one of the two parties?
It's a good question. It's we always call it a free and automatic recount, but it's technically not automatic. You still have to request it, and it's simply a request that would go to the Attorney General from the candidate. We fully expect it to come shortly, but and that will be conducted under the direction of the Attorney General with the able assistance of my deputy Tim Hurst. And they wanted to do it kind of early, but we haven't got the request yet, so we'll see what happens there. But other than that, there's nothing. I can't say enough on the hard work of the county clerks. In essence, election volunteers. The judges get paid, but not a heck of a lot, and they're to be commended for the good work they do. Election day voter ID scenario, we kind of think it was a non-event. Didn't hear a lot about it. We'll have more figures later as we compile them on how many folks used affidavits that didn't have IDs and whatever, and we'll be compiling that information and present it to the legislature. I'm sure they'll be interested too, since the new law being passed. But other than that, waiting on that recount, of course we do make it official, and then that recount will occur. The abstract is before you and ready for a motion.
One question, Mr. Chairman. Were there any reports of hanging chads?
Well, we still have 5 counties that use punch cards, but no reports of hanging chad. In fact, I think some of our optical scan counties sometimes wish they hadn't changed from the punch cards on how quick they are. But our folks in Idaho punch through pretty well on the ballots, so we didn't have any reports of hanging chad in those 5 counties.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the general election statistics that have been presented and compiled by your office be accepted.
I would second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the abstract as presented and compiled by our office from the official results of the 44 counties. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. The abstract will be accepted, and the results of the November 2nd, 2010 election are hereby made official. We will sign some documents here, Ron, but it will also be noted that you are obviously here in attendance and have accepted them. We will have these documents in your office, and I think we'll have electronic versions also for the members of the State Board of Canvassers. And if there's no other questions, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
So moved.
I'll move we adjourn.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion approved. Meeting adjourned.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Thanks.